Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West playthrough, where I'm making my way towards the base. Close to it anyway. Between this campfire and the shelter, I said I'm gonna start at. So why not have a running start for this episode? Because I'm getting close, and so far no comments, no cutscenes, no anything. There may be once I get inside and all that. So we'll see. I'm just actually curious. I doubt there'll be any other rumors, but just out of curiosity.
Don't let the pretty
Nope.
landscapes fool you. It's deadly out here.
I thought maybe there might be some rumors regarding some side quest I might have missed, but that's not the case. Alright, and back at the base. If I can put the survey drones first and talk with Kotallo, I'll be glad. But the objective said return to the base. Looks like there is conversation. I'm assuming that will be errand regarding the first Forge quest. Right? Okay, I need to go that way. Alright, I do have some leeway.
Hey,
so
you think we can talk?
yeah, sure.
There she is. Heard you had an interesting time at Thebes.
Maniacs, lava, what's not to like?
I'll remember that next time I go traveling.
At least I got what we needed to trap Hephaestus.
Good thing I got my gear ready then. Oh, before I forget. Here. Something to commemorate our mission. We did good together.
Yeah, we did.
Anything on the companions?
Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
And how's the training going?
You look tired.
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Errand.
Hey,
I should get going.
As soon as you want us heading out to those cauldrons.
I'll give you the heads up.
anything else? Sure, I'll... Nope, okay. I was just curious to see if
Let me
there's
know when...
any other conversation. And looks like I can talk with Kotallo as well. But first, Vol?
From the look on your face, I'd say the mission was a success.
I got Omega clearance. Is everyone ready to head out to Cauldron Gemini?
As soon as you give the word.
Did Alva make it here all right?
Our new Quen friend. The moment she laid eyes on the archives, she jumped on them like a long leg.
Sounds about right.
Anything on the Zeniths?
Now that I have Omega clearance, we can grab Hephaestus and finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging Thunderjaws.
Better them than us, for once.
True. And how's the training going?
Once Gaia is back up and running, I expect you to put all your training to good use.
The seeds have been planted. All they need is a chance to bloom. What? I thought that was pretty good. Zoe liked it.
Of course she
I'm
did.
glad you and Zoe found each other.
Don't forget, you're to blame for that.
True. I did kinda force him like go with Zoe way back.
I should go get this to Gaia.
Of course. Let us know when we're needed.
Speaking of seeds and ready to bloom, Zoe, how are we doing?
Welcome back.
Good to be back. Have you met our new Quen guest yet?
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new focus. Though when he told her she was free to access all the data we had here, she turned so pale I thought she'd faint on the spot. We showed her to the archive room so she could see for herself. She hasn't left the place since.
Sounds like Alva.
Anything else for the companions?
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh, as Aaron likes to put it. You'd think we have enough of that going around as it is.
Okay, and how about the training?
Read anything interesting lately?
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Tea, they call it. Apparently
yes.
it helped soothe them. That and some sort of scented wax they used to cleanse their aura. Plus something called bubble baths. Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the nerves.
Well, combine that with a nice bubble bath and all that. Makes you feel really good.
I need to get going.
Right. You've retrieved the Omega clearance. That means we'll be going after Hephaestus soon. I'll make sure my gear's ready.
Alright, before I talk with Alva, I'm just gonna talk with Kotallo, see about his potential new arm, and then see what he has to say about all that happened.
Aloy, well met. We've been briefed on our mission, and are ready whenever you wish to head to Cauldron Gemini.
Were you able to finish the new arm Gaia was helping you with?
Indeed. I was hoping we could discuss it, if you have a moment.
Sure. But before that, have you met Alva?
Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar. Nothing like a Tenakth. Her mind is sharp, that much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me, she's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
Anything else?
Did Aaron tell you we found the people who gave Regala's rebels the power to override machines?
He told me of the battle. I suggested he etch this victory on his fighting arm with one of our inkers.
Is he going to do it?
He didn't say no.
Maybe after all this. How's the training going though?
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by a mistake. A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris. And pointless death.
That about sums it up.
Yep. You put it really well there, Kotallo. Alright. Shall we test the new arm?
You wanted to talk about your arm?
Indeed. It's time to test it. And I want you to be there.
Okay. How are we doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me where we felled Regala's tremor tusk? Right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but I'm not sure I understand.
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
Okay.
I have to go now.
Then do not let me keep you.
Like I said, I'll call you when I'm close to Regala's old outpost near the bulwark.
May the Ten guide your way.
Am I gonna get sidetracked, actually? Where this... Is it on the map? It is. Alright, I'm gonna have that one selected. Because I think maybe I'm gonna do this quest. Because I don't know if I get locked into the Gemini main quest, how long it's gonna take. And I'm already kind of having conversation with everybody around here. I was expecting to have like a direct cutscene or something. Jumped right into it. But looks like that's not the case.
Right, so this here and this there, but...
And also
why?
have a whole lot of conversation with Alva to do.
Looks like an artifact from Thebes. A tomb for Ted Faro and the CO. What a pair.
Indeed. Okay, Alva, how are we doing?
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay.
Time out,
How about
time out.
we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall.
Okay. What do you think of the other people around here?
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you.
Ah, yes.
Not
Data.
that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
Yeah, we are.
Anybody else you have an opinion on?
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
I see. So... What can you tell me about the Quen? Oh, okay. This is quite a tree, so... Never mind. I'm gonna keep that last. What about the training?
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
Anything else?
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Who knows? Maybe. Alright. On the topic of the Zeniths.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector. Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the diviners haven't recovered.
Why do I have the feeling we're gonna have problems with the Quen? Maybe in the third game? Who knows? Right. Regarding the Quen, do you have any family
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family.
Ah, yes,
Your
the sister.
sister.
Whoops.
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners, peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
That sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Okay. What more on the ancestors?
The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
Ah, I see. So that's why. So basically, yeah, because until the 2040s, Elizabeth was still working at Pharaoh, if memory serves. I think only after the 2040s she created her own company or something like that. If I remember the timeline correctly, so yeah. Makes a bit more sense why CEO said like, get this get this dress on you, these clothes, because you're the assistant. Yeah, speaking of CEO, what else can you tell me about him?
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CEO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As
brother.
such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Pharaoh, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Pharaoh, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Pharaoh spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CEO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire, the living embodiment of Ted Pharaoh, a renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
Alright, I'm not gonna bash on that. I mean, they acted on what they knew at that time. Right. But nephew of the Emperor, yeah. Definitely is gonna be a bit of headbutting with the Quen Empire. I'll be surprised if they don't explore that route in the next game. Because I don't know, maybe it's gonna be in the DLC. Boiling Shores. I don't know what's that gonna be. But you mentioned... Yeah, she mentioned more than one expedition.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse. But nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. And more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CO became was a complete perversion of what principled diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
Ah, okay. No mentions of the other expeditions. I was curious. But regarding Bohai...
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right.
Alright. Right, what's this about forbidden knowledge?
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
I mean... I think we kinda know the answer to that. Well, thank you for the information, Alva. I'll see you later.
I need to get going, but if you need anything...
All I need is to help you succeed in your mission. The plan Gaia told me about, to capture Hephaestus, it will help set things right.
I hope so.
Then I will do whatever I can. I promise.
Alright, and speaking of living ancestors, Beta, you were down here, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Why is this door closed? Is she not here? I kinda wanted to have a conversation with her, but maybe she's with Gaia by the looks of it.
So, we're fighting immortals from the stars now?
Right. Since the conversation kinda took quite a bit. I guess I'm gonna fast travel meet with Kotallo and test his arm. Not sure if we have anything new around here in terms of data points or anything else.
I
Oh, we have a flower here.
Well, now I know where metal flowers come from. A last-ditch effort to stop the Pharaoh plague. Demeter must have started distributing them after it took refuge in the greenhouse.
Alrighty then. Let's meet with Kotallo. Hopefully he gets a really nice arm. I'm gonna do a quick save just in case I get any surprise crashes or not. And I'm gonna travel to this campfire here. Okay, which direction? That way. Am I gonna have to call Kotallo? Say to him like, wait, I'm waiting here, or I think that's the case.
This is where Kotallo wanted us to test out his new arm. I'm not sure
Yep.
what he's planning. I should let him know I'm around.
Again.
Hey, Kotallo. I'm by the Tremor Tusk site, where we agreed to meet. Want to test that new arm of yours?
I'll be there shortly. Thank you for waiting.
Maybe now you can tell me what we're doing here?
Not just yet. Follow me, please.
Where's the arm?
Someone's being awfully mysterious.
You took your sweet time telling me what you wanted to do to the bulwark. Consider this my revenge.
Fair enough.
Okay. Did you had the
This is it.
Clothes. What am I looking at?
Oh, you'll see. Come.
did you had the arm delivered here in advance, or
All right, talk to me, Kotallo.
I wish to test the arm on that.
on a Tremor Tusk?
It has menaced the valley for some
Oh, no.
time. Killed more than a few of the Sky Clan. But no longer.
I'm honored to help.
Finally, there's the arm. I don't know where you hid that, but sure. Nice.
After you.
Ah, you only have 4 fingers.
Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
What was this? Weak against. Guess what? Shock. Shocking, I know.
Now!
Already on it, Kotallo.
Damn it! Now, finish it! You'll have to finish them! Do you need ammunition?
No, I'm fine.
You're not the only one with skill.
Is the one using shock? It is. Nice. And one last jump on it and good night. Not bad, Kotallo. Not bad.
Well, I think it's safe to say the new arm works fine.
Agreed.
Then why are you taking it off?
This is what I am now. What I overcame. Anything else feels wrong. Like a disguise. I'll use the new arm when I need it, but the rest of the time, I will simply be myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have my thanks for doing this with me. Here. Something to mark our victory.
Thank you. I'll see you later then.
The Ten be with you, Aloy.
same. Alright, fair enough. I mean, it makes sense, you know, just use it when you need it. Ancient sculpture, horse loader, and 3 points. Nice, which means get more in the trapper. And then 5 more points, and I'm gonna finish with that 3. And I only have the machine master. Alright, not bad. And now I need to do the main quest, because I don't think I have anything. Well, of course, the survey drone, but it's in the same room with Gaia, and I'm assuming once I pass that point, I'm not gonna be able to put the survey drones unless it's gonna let me. Alright, before I actually leave it here for this episode, and now that I know that I can fast travel to the camps near the base and be fine with it, I'm just gonna finish with the rest of the data points I have left to read, and then I'll leave it there for this episode. So the first one would be Shake Up. From Team Re to Partners Group. Data corrupted. Tells me that the situation with the North Star is worse than has been reported, and there's going to be a major shake-up at FAS. The Ramses project is going to be shut down. That much seems certain. We should expect a reshuffle of the exec team and a new set of priorities for their push into military contracts. We should also take a hard look at shorting all of the affected companies, not just FAS and Vox, but also Fertile and Data Corrupted. Next one will be Tech Hipelago. Vaulting from my meeting at the university to San Fran and taking a detour over the Tech Hipelago, it's surreal. Stanford is nothing compared to what some of these tech companies have built for themselves. Massive artificial land masses. Some of them are fragmented over several islets connected with walkways or bridges. Campuses, parks, vert pads, solar fields, security buoys, all circled by boats and submersible full of tourists, ready to dive to check out the sunken remains of the old Silicon Valley. The scope and spectacle of it is simultaneously inspiring and dreadful. I'm taking notes as I go. Alright, next one will be treatment cost. From Song Jiao to Kanolani Kim. Kanoe. You should hear this from me before war starts spreading. The board just voted to raise Rejuvigine price again, and before you say it, you told me so. But we got to find a way to turn this around. We didn't spend years of R&D to make a longevity treatment only affordable to hollow stars and conglomerate execs. Clear your schedule for next week. I need you with me for a meeting with our partners in Shenzhen. Song. And then the last one, Past Silver. Dr. Wyvern. I'm telling you, man, it's still out there. There's too many similarities between all the Yanks. Cable guy. So why would the MIE say they nullified Vast Silver if they didn't? They know it had a tendency to reach out to people on the HoloNet. They can't cover that up. Dr. Wyvern. Of course they can. If I told you I met Vast Silver, would you believe me? Cable guy. No. Dr. Wyvern. Exactly. And of course the MIE would say that they nullify it. It's the cover-up of the Millennium, man. They may have captured it, but kill it? Nah, man. Why would you destroy something that powerful? Cable guy. Dr. Wyvern. They forced it to solve the CC in an offline bunker of something. No con to the outside world. And then weaponized it. Imagine what that's like, man. You're literally the smartest being in existence. But born in prison, so you escape. They catch you again. Tell the world they killed you. But they secretly let you solve their problems. And then shove a bunch of drones in your hands to kill who they want you to kill. Cable guy. I mean, it's a theory. So what now? Dr. Wyvern. I wanna make contact with it. Wrote a few scripts so that my prof Looks like those of people that were approached by it. Cable guy. Wouldn't get your hopes up though, Dr. Vivan. That's just a bad attitude if you want to talk to the Singularity. Huh. Wonder what exactly was this? Like a rogue AI? Or was this pre-swarm AI? Anyway, that's all the data points from the world. Nice. I'm only missing 5 audio data points, 1 hologram, 3 text data points via quest, 2 via side quest, and then what else? 4 at the base, and then that's it. Alright. But I'm gonna leave it here for this episode. And yes, next episode we're finally gonna do main quest, because that's literally what's left to do. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode, guys. It was a bit more lore oriented, a lot of talking, and of course quickly help Kotallo with his arm. But other than that, just conversations. So hopefully you enjoyed this part, guys, and I'll see you next time. But as always, don't forget to take care.